Good evening, students and parents, and welcome to tonight's webinar. Tonight we're very pleased to be speaking to our Year 8 students and their parents in regards to elective subject choices. This part of your next school journey proves to be very exciting, and we hope that in the choices that you make, you'll consider your strengths and also perhaps even future career opportunities. Elective subjects provide exciting opportunities for all our students, and my hope is in the subject choice that you will make that you will continue to develop a commitment to lifelong learning, as well as explore areas of study that perhaps you haven't had a chance to be involved in just yet. At Richmond College, we offer a broad curriculum to provide diverse and meaningful opportunities for all our students. Excellent teaching and learning opportunities exist here thanks to our teachers who have extensive experience. Many of our senior teachers are associated with NESA in the development and the assessment of HSC courses and in HSC marking. Bridgetine is proud of our highly professional, committed and supportive staff. We believe that all students should be supported and challenged to reach beyond their potential. I encourage each of you to challenge yourself over the next 2 years to develop your interests and talents. Years 9 and 10 is also a time to consolidate friendships and approaches to all aspects of your life. It should be an enjoyable time, studying courses that you're interested in and find personally rewarding, a time for personal development. Think carefully about your choices. Take time to talk to your parents, to your teachers, and even our careers advisor, accessing all the information that you can. I wish each and every one of you great success here in your continuing study at Bridgetine College. It's now my pleasure to welcome Ms. Webb to the lectern. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Richmond. Welcome to our Year 8 Parent Information Evening, and thank you all for tuning in this evening. I would like to begin with the acknowledgement of country and a prayer for our wonderful girls. We begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we gather today, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and pay respects to elders past and present. We acknowledge these original owners whose cultures and customs have nurtured and continue to nurture this land since men and women awoke from the great dream. Lord, we give thanks for the class of 2024. May they grow each day with confidence, strength, and determination in all of their endeavours. We pray that they will remain steadfast and humble, with a spirit of love, understanding, and compassion towards all people, including themselves. Grant them, Lord, a spirit of endurance and patience so that they may know peace, truth, and goodness. Give them wisdom in their discernment, prudence in their judgment, and wisdom in planning. St. Bridget, pray for us. Here at Bridgetine, we recognise how lucky our girls are to have such strong support invested in their education and success. This evening represents a new stage in your daughter's academic life. Prior to this, their education has been completely dictated by their educators. The decisions that they will make in choosing their electives for Stage 5 will begin their journey to becoming an independent learner. Through this stage, it is hoped that the girls will start to feel ownership over their academic paths and in turn gain greater focus and motivation. This is of course a transition period. For the remainder of this year, I would suggest that you continue to monitor their screen time, assist them in using the college diary to organise their homework, studies and assessments, and help them with planning. Throughout our pastoral program, we aim to assist the girls to build resilience, a growth mindset, and instill a sense of grit. We want the girls to feel success in whatever form that may take. It is important to note that success is not exclusively represented by an A, a high mark, or coming first. Success is simply seeing an improvement or achieving a goal in any aspect of life, wherever that goal may be on the scale for your daughter. We would hope that the subject choices that your daughter makes will allow them to feel success based on their own talents and interests, rather than choosing the same subjects as their friends or making choices based on false information. I would like to now welcome Mrs. Elizabeth Webster, Deputy Principal Teaching and Learning, to address you on specific curriculum matters, including subject selection.
Thank you, Ms. Webb. Tonight we'll be talking about the importance of developing what Carol Dweck refers to as a growth mindset. We'll also be examining considerations for your study. We'll be looking at the structure of the Stage 5 curriculum, sharing the wonderful information about the opportunities that exist here at Bridgetine College. I will also just explain some of the rules and regulations and the timeline and process for Year 8 Subject Selection 2020. Firstly, we know that it is so important for our young girls to learn how to develop a growth mindset. Carol Dweck's research found that students who have a growth mindset believe that the abilities she was born with are really only the starting point, and that she can get much smarter and grow with hard work, persistence, grit, and the right learning strategies or habits. We want all of our students to develop a passion for learning and to welcome mistakes as opportunities to learn and to actively seek challenges. Many of our girls struggle with perfectionism, and that really works against having a growth mindset. So we're trying to develop the girls' ability to set personal best goals and to focus on incremental improvements and to look at their strengths and their areas for development in an objective manner. The Stage 5 curriculum culminates in the awarding of grades, which are forwarded to the New South Wales Education Standards Authority so that a student can be awarded a ROSA. While it is expected that the majority of our students will continue their studies in Years 11 and 12 for the award of high school certificate, the work that they complete in Stage 5 is crucial for future success. Over the next 2 years, students will gain vital knowledge and skills, which will be essential for their future learning and develop appropriate study skills and self-discipline. The mandatory NESA courses for Years 9 and 10 are English, Mathematics, Science, PDHPE, Australian History and Australian Geography. As we are a Catholic school, we are also committed to the study of religious education throughout Stage 5. So some of the key elements of this credential are: it is a cumulative credential that shows a student's achievement until the time they leave school prior to successfully completing their HSC. Many of our students will use the ROSA to help them with early entry applications. It will be awarded on moderated school-based assessment. It will be able to be reliably compared between students across New South Wales. And the wonderful part of the ROSA is it offers a means of recording extracurricular achievements, such as Duke of Edinburgh. In Year 9, we will continue to have core classes. In terms of the configuration of these classes, please know that a lot of time and care is invested in making sure that these classes are going to enhance learning. We also obviously care deeply about the well-being of our students and the cohort. Our policy is not to change these classes, as we really do encourage the girls to build resilience and develop new connections with their peers. We know that for the girls, this is a little bit daunting initially, but we have found that once the girls settle into these classes, they form new friendships and they settle well. I'd like to talk briefly about mathematics and the different pathways on offer. So Stage 5 of the K-10 mathematics curriculum has been expressed in terms of 3 pathways or substages: Stage 5.1, 5.2 and 5.3, or standard, intermediate and advanced respectively. These 3 substages are designed to cater for students with different abilities and goals in mathematics. Essentially, all students study the Stage 5.1 content. Many students will also study Stage 5.2 content, and that builds on the knowledge and skills that they have gained from the 5.1 course. High-performing students will be studying the Stage 5.3 content as well, and that builds on the knowledge and skills from Stage 5.2. So, at the end of Year 8, students are placed into these sub-stage categories based on their performance. So students performing above or below the course descriptions of the grades for the particular course may be moved into a different course. It really is important, though, that we point out that the performance of students in mathematics in Stage 5 will actually define their future studies and subject selection in regards to mathematics in Stage 6. So, if your daughter is completing Stages 5.1 and 5.2 in Years 9 and 10, they will be preparing for the mathematics standard courses in Year 11 and 12. These courses are well subscribed. Our students thrive in standard mathematics, and it is a wonderful course. Stage 5.3 prepares students for Stage 6 Mathematics Advanced and Extension courses. Advice on which pathway your child will be placed into will be provided from your daughter's mathematics classroom teacher and our head of mathematics, Mrs. Jackie Bridges, who has actually been visiting classes all week to discuss the content contained in each course. So, opportunities in the elective structure. For Year 9 next year, 3 electives will be studied. Students are choosing these courses for 2 years. Unfortunately, we can't guarantee that all elective subjects will run, as this is dependent on sufficient students wanting to study a particular course. However, we generally are able to give most students their first preference. So you can see from the slide that there are many exciting opportunities. Design and technology, languages, visual arts, a whole range of subjects there to suit different interests and different areas of strength. There are accelerated student programs which are also offered at Bridgetine College in Stage 5. The first of which is Extension Mathematics. It runs as a school elective in Year 9 for students intending to complete the NESA HSC preliminary course in mathematics in Years 10. Towards the end of Year 8, students are invited to consider working at this level. We also offer an accelerated program for Studies of Religion 2 unit. It's a NESA HSC preliminary course to accelerants which begins in Year 10. Students are selected at the end of Year 9 based on a range of data sets. Another great opportunity is philosophy. It's actually an ESSA elective, which is designed to extend those students who want to think deeply about the big questions and develop critical and creative thinking skills. Another course is multimodal communication, and this is really for students who require additional time and support across their learning areas to hone a range of skills, such as problem solving, literacy, critical thinking, and written expression. This elective is very well suited to students who have a heavy co-curricular load, who might be playing sport at representative levels, and really want to devote additional time to acquiring the confidence they need to express their ideas in a variety of media. So just to summarise so far, the ROSA is a cumulative comprehensive credential, and it will be available to students from the end of Year 10 and continually updated to record achievement of students leaving prior to Year 12. We run school-based assessments that are supported by external moderation to ensure reliability. We also are required to administer NAPLAN testing in Year 9 and minimum standard tests in Year 10. Your daughters will be creating a portfolio and will be, receiving information about a broad range of their achievements, including Duke of Edinburgh, sports, music, languages, community work, and performing arts. Our goal here at Bridgetine College is to provide an elective program that meets the needs of all of our students and challenges them to achieve their individual potential and develop a growth mindset. Stage 5 is linked to Stage 4 and Stage 6. So it's very important that the students continue to connect with skills and knowledge and learning that is going to actually really put them in a good position to be able to meet the challenges of the next phase of their learning. In order to satisfactorily complete a course at this level, students must have followed the course developed and endorsed by NESA, applied herself with diligence and sustained effort to the set tasks and experiences of the course, and achieved some or all of the course outcomes. The students have so many opportunities to show their learning, Assessments are designed so that girls can show what they know. But we do require students to give 100% and to achieve their best effort so that we can grant them this credential. In terms of the minimum standard in literacy and numeracy, from this year, students do need to demonstrate that they have met a minimum standard in literacy and numeracy to be eligible for the HSC. They show they have met this capability by passing online tests of fairly basic literacy and numeracy skills, which are available for them to attempt whenever they are ready in Year 10, and then if they should not get through the first time, they can continue to repeat the tests until Year 12 and even after the HSC. On that note, most of our students do achieve the minimum standard after their first attempt, and if they don't, we provide support and intervention, and they always get through. In terms of current trends and future developments, we've seen an exponential growth in transdisciplinary research and teaching, which draws on multiple disciplines to provide the knowledge base to address complex problems in society. We're shifting to a greater focus on depth of learning and thinking, and really are being encouraged to adopt a more conceptual approach. There is definitely a movement away from the ATAR as the only criteria for entry into university courses, and we know that many careers which will exist in 2026 aren't even in existence. This slide contains a list of just some of the jobs of the future: health shaper, virtual surgeon, drone operator, sustainability director, off-world habitat designer, memory optimizer. So I think this quote from Albert Einstein is very appropriate. The problems that exist in the world today cannot be solved by the level of thinking that created them. Now on to the process of choosing subjects. This is a period of discernment, and it is very important for the girls to honestly reflect on the following questions. What do I enjoy? What am I genuinely interested in? And what am I good at? 2 years is a long time to do a subject that you don't enjoy. We have found when students choose what they like and enjoy, what their passion is, they always try a little bit harder and achieve better results. Year 9 electives also provide a great opportunity for students to try a subject and enjoy something different. We'd like you to avoid the following: choosing the courses that your friends are doing, thinking you'll be able to drop it after 1 year or in Year 11. That's not really a good attitude to have when adopting a subject. Choosing a course because you think a certain teacher will be teaching it. Choosing courses based on hearsay or rumour. Ask the teacher, ask the head of department, ask the Year 9 students who are already in that course. Watch the videos and look at the pamphlets that the HODs have created so that you can gain an even deeper insight into what's on offer. Don't choose courses that have practical components thinking that every lesson is a prac. There are always theoretical components in courses. Avoid getting caught up in empty snobbery around the perceived status of subjects. And parental or peer pressure. You need to be mindful of that, girls. Ultimately, this needs to be your decision based on your strengths and your interests. So consider what you enjoy, your passions, what inspires you. All of the information provided. Advice from knowledgeable adults and peers, especially teachers. How do you like to learn? For example, do you enjoy subjects which have a practical component? Yes, you might like to think as well about Stage 6 elective options and the direction you will take in Year 11, but it is not necessary to have completed an elective course in Years 9 and 10 to be eligible to do that course in Stage 6. So now to the actual mechanism we'll be using for you to select your subjects. The online selection process opens tomorrow. You will receive an email from Mrs. Leone Smythe, who has put together the system we will use to organise preferences and to create our timetable lines for Year 9 next year. It is pretty straightforward, but you do have to select preferences. You might also be interested in studying a language via the New South Wales School of Languages, and if that is the case, you would select the preference that is called external course, e.g. language. Selections will close on Wednesday, the 5th of August. In terms of changing courses, any student seeking to change their elective can only do so in negotiation with myself. And this really has to be within the first 2 weeks of next year. Any such change is dependent on the availability of places and the commitment of the student to complete any additional work assigned, because they must meet the minimum requirements for that course. Changes after 2 weeks are not really feasible, so a wise and informed choice is necessary. In summary, the subject selection process is such a wonderful time in a student's learning journey. Students should select subjects that they have an interest in and believe they can do well in for their ROSA. I would invite you now to have a look at the videos, pamphlets, and just read the elective descriptors in the handbook to get a greater sense of what's on offer. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact either the relevant head of department or myself. Thank you so much for listening.